a year ago, I was in Hawaii. So in remembrance of my Hawaii trip, I'm wearing my blue Hawaii tattoo shirt. Yes, I got a tattoo at a Hawaiian tattoo parlor. I think one of my wife and I things we're going to start doing is when we go on trips to get a tattoo of important trips. Not like trips to the grocery store, but like big vacations, maybe get a local tattoo. So in remembrance of my trip to Hawaii, I'm wearing my blue Hawaiian tattoo shirt. Hey, this is part 3 of a series I'm starting on SharePoint integration with the Zoom chat client. And I've never done this before from one different specific modality within Zoom. But I found that the Zoom chat and SharePoint, Microsoft Sharepoint integration is such an amazingly rich feature that I literally have to showcase you the power of it as many times as possible. So I can really just highlight how amazing this new function is within Zoom chat. If you haven't seen my first 2 videos, please, if you have time, go watch them. It showcases what I'm about to talk about. This video probably won't make a lot of sense if you haven't seen the first 2. Excuse me. Happy Friday, by the way. So let's dive into what I'm about to talk about today. If you don't know, in version 5.10.0, the Zoom client enabled SharePoint chat integration. What that means is that now in every time you create a new channel within Zoom chat, that channel actually goes and gets created a SharePoint site. Why that's important is that in the past, if you were a Microsoft shop, you wanted to have all of your files in one place, right? If you have a file repository, you wanted to admin all those files from one central place. And in the past, if you were a Zoom client and doing Zoom chat, and you also had SharePoint as a Microsoft shop, those files weren't synchronized. Those files weren't created in SharePoint. Now, they can be. And in the first 2 videos, I showed you what that looks like and how that's created. Today, I want to show you the power of even more things that you can do within SharePoint. Part of the overall ecosystem in Microsoft, whether it's E3 or E5, is advanced security features that you get when you go to E5. And one of those is premium and standard e-discovery policies. So when you're a large enterprise, you want to make sure that you can discover all the documents that are being created in all the different modalities within your ecosystem. So obviously, if you want to create a e-discovery, or if you don't know what e-discovery is, it's the ability for typically legal and or HR to run searches on compliance and to see what kind of files your users are creating. So for example, you wouldn't want your users creating credit card files with a bunch of credit card information in it, right? All that PII information, you wouldn't want that to be emailed around or put in SharePoint or chatted out. You would want to have flagged those files. So that's just a simple example. So let's walk through that. Let's use Zoom chat. Let's use Zoom chat in this example, and let's upload a file, and we'll just name it credit card information. And then let's use eDiscovery in SharePoint to discover that file inside of Zoom chat. All right, so let's just kind of walk through it. I'm going to minimize myself as much as I hate to. Kidding, sort of. Let's go. Inside of Zoom, I've created a channel called SharePoint integration. And in the previous examples, I showed you in SharePoint how when I created that file, it actually has that file, that channel creates a site within SharePoint. So right here, that file right here, golly, I keep saying the word file. That channel called SharePoint integration creates a new site called SharePoint integration channel inside of SharePoint. What this allows me to do is take advantage of all the cool security features in Microsoft SharePoint. So let's do that. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to create a new file in Zoom chat called credit card info. And I remember from the last couple of examples, I created this file 2 mouse clicks inside of Zoom chat using Office 365 integration with SharePoint. Real quick run through. If I wanted to create a new file, now in Zoom chat, I now have extra choices. All these are new Office 365 documents that I can create inside of Zoom chat. So I created a new Word doc called credit card info inside of Zoom Chat. And as you know from the previous two videos, that file has been created inside of SharePoint. Remember, I went through the documents for you. Inside of SharePoint, now that document has been created inside of SharePoint. And if you don't believe me, right, we can go over here. I open up that site, and right there you can see there's a new file called credit card info, created 18 minutes ago just for this demo. Here's why that's important. Now we can utilize the power of SharePoint and the power of e-discovery within the Microsoft ecosystem to now flag that file, right? I don't want a file called credit card info out there. And if I do, I want to make sure it's the right person that owns that file. So let's go into SharePoint real quick. Actually, we're going to go into compliance. SharePoint's obviously the file repository. Now let's go to the compliance section of Office 365. You can tell it's in the compliance section because right here it says compliance. Crazy how that works. And now all the compliance stuff that I can do within files within my Microsoft ecosystem, utilizing Zoom Chat, right? I can put right here. So let's just do a simple e-discovery file. I'm going to use the standard version. We're going to talk about all these other things in a second, maybe in other videos, not previous videos. And let's look at a really easy e-discovery example that I created. I created a new e-discovery test. Right here, the description is showcasing how e-discovery works within Zoom Chat. And now let's go into the searches. What I created was a simple search, searching a document. This search searches for documents with the words and title credit card in the title or subject. It's that simple. So now let's dive into it. I created this e-discovery search, and right here either title says credit card or subject and title says credit card. I did a search previously. I won't bore you with doing another search. And guess what it found, right? It found one item that's 18 kilobytes big inside of one site. What does that mean? Now let's review the results of this search. I did a search again I literally just made it really simple. I just did a search of that individual SharePoint site. You can expand this to team sites, Exchange sites, folders, Yammer. You can do whatever you want with e-discovery. But for this example, we're just discovering stuff inside of Zoom Chat, which is actually stored in SharePoint. So I created this e-discovery looking for the words credit card file, and shockingly, it found that file that I created inside of Zoom Chat. And now what this allows you to do as an e-discovery administrator is every single file in my organization that got created in Zoom Chat, it's going to be stored here as a search result. So now as an administrator, I can actually click here and download a copy of that file. If you didn't see me create it, because I did it earlier, this file is actually a Word document. I'm actually going to, as an administrator, I'm going to open up the Word document, and I can see right here, it matched my search criteria of credit card, and also the document contains credit card information. Now, I'm going to go in later videos, going to go into some sort of search criteria for finding credit card information, credit card numbers, social security numbers, all this within Zoom Chat. Now, as a Microsoft shop and as a Zoom shop, you can now combine the powers, right, of the Zoom Chat functionality and SharePoint and e-discovery functionality. So now you can fully take advantage of your Zoom license as well as your E5 and your advanced security licenses within your context of Zoom and Microsoft. So hope that was helpful. Super cool. I'm going to continue to do these on SharePoint integration and show you the power now of Zoom Chat utilizing the power of your Microsoft E5 license. All right. Have a great day.